on to the, okay, great. Hi guys, I'm here and we're talking about building the relationship. So when you are running a staffing agency business, owning a staffing agency business, you are getting into the daily of running and owning a staffing agency business. The first question that I always get is, how do I develop business? How do I develop business? How do I secure the contract? All that great stuff. And so I'm going to give you in a few short steps how you start the process of building the relationship. And it's so interesting when I teach business development classes, the one thing that I realize is that most people don't know how to build a relationship. And I think it's very interesting to see that most people don't know how to build a relationship, and because we do it every day. It's an everyday, all day type of thing. So I want to go over a couple of notes that I wrote out. These are actually the steps. And if you own the Staffingpreneurs Owner's Manual, it is actually on page 52, written out specifically for you. But I'm going to break these steps down just a little bit to run you through the process so that you'll know how this happens before you get the contract. And we have these steps also written out in a number of the other on Staffingpreneurs Academy. Okay, so 7 steps to building new client relationships. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Woohoo! All right, first things first. Whenever you're in the recruiting and staffing industry and you're looking to develop new business or secure a contract, the first thing you have to do is research. And if you're skipping this step, you're already 10 steps behind. You have to do your research, because if you don't, when you pick up the phone, if that's the method, the business development method that you're using, it's called spam. If you pick up the phone and call someone without doing research on the person that you're calling first, it's called spam. It's called telephone spam. Okay? It's called telephone spam. It's no different than soliciting business by walking door to door, knocking door to door. When you pick up the phone without knowing someone, without knowing about someone, it is called and considered spam. Telemarketing, unwanted phone calls. We do not do that, right? We want to take the time to research. Well, you might say, okay, D, well, what am I researching and where am I researching? You want to research all social networks, starting with LinkedIn when you're calling a hiring manager. This is actually the same steps that we use when we're dealing with candidates, especially passive candidates or executive candidates. I typically like to do a little bit of research on any candidate that I feel comfortable with working with. But today we're talking about clients, and it's the same exact process. Thank you for the love. Okay, so let's go and dive into this. So in the research, you want to check LinkedIn first, Twitter, Facebook profile, see what they do, see who they are and what they like. The idea is that, and it should only take 5 minutes per person, but the idea is to find a commonality, which is step 2. Okay? You want to find a commonality, something that they have in common with you. All right? If you were born in the same city or the same state, if you attended the same school, if you guys like the same social media, like the same Deepak Chopra, that's a big guy. If you like the same people who make you feel good on the inside, I don't know. But you want to find a commonality. If you don't see anything that you have in common with the person that you're looking to establish a relationship with, then look and see what they have and then learn about it really quickly. My favorite example, I met a hiring manager, or I was trying to build a relationship with a hiring manager, and the first thing that I did, I noticed he was into Harleys. Well, I don't know anything about Harleys, even though they seem pretty awesomely cool. So I went online and looked to see what the latest Harley was. So when I got on the call and he answered the phone, one of the first things that I did, which is after I went into step 3, which is compliments, right? After I went into step 3, the next thing that I did was I said, I noticed that I just got to dive in for a second. I noticed that you are a fan of Harleys. Do you have the latest 860-22, or do you have this and this and that? Oh my gosh. The guy went absolutely insane. He started revving off letting me know all the different models he had. Hey, from Germany, we have our Periscope family on the line listening in to bits and pieces of our training today. So everybody say hi, Periscope. They're visiting us from all over the world today. Okay. So, the compliment, I dove right in. That immediately changed the whole, interaction that I was having with him, because now when I got into asking questions, he was wide open and just ready to tell me exactly what I wanted to know. And that really started a great conversation. Periscope, thanks for being with us today. We really appreciate having your attendance, and feel free to reach us on staffingpreneursacademy.com.